it kept spinning in the air along. Nothing was attached to it. And the helicopter just fell.
CBS's Lilia Luciano at the scene.
It seems like parts of the helicopter, possibly the rotor, looks like the tail boom might have come off before, but it doesn't seem like it crashed with anything, at least not on the video. So we asked what led to it, and of course they're saying it's still under investigation.
Federal officials are investigating.
Stay out of
Yesterday's Wall
helicopters.
Street rally turns into today's sell-off, with the Dow plunging just over 1,000 points at 39,593. The Nasdaq falls just over 4%. The S&P 500 takes a 3.5% dive. PNC chief economist Gus Fauché.
We're likely to see these types of big swings in the near term until we get more clarity on what's going on with tariffs and more generally on the economy.
CBS's Linda Kenyon on a social media post by the president.
You buy the ticket, you take the whole ride, baby.
Stock markets not to performance trading, but hours before
All right, over the road trucking at its finest, everybody. Woo. Let's go. Over the road trucking at its finest. You buy the ticket, you take the whole ride, baby. That's it. Everybody gets out of here alive. Yes. What do we got? Ronnie, Linda Lucas, how are you? Let's make sure we stay on our all messages here. And let's go get our coffee. What a beautiful day. 77 degrees. I'm in a Hawaiian shirt. I'm looking really sharp, I know. And it's just a beautiful thing, right? So please take a second, tap the three dots on the screen if you're on a phone. Hit the thumbs up if you're on a laptop or a notebook, TV. Please hit that thumbs up button. We don't have any channel memberships, Patreons, GoFundMes. Just you and whatever kindness you choose to bestow on the channel. All content for all people all the time. Always has been, always will be. Welcome in, everybody. You buy the ticket, you take the whole ride. These birds are squatting on somebody's property back there. They got their nice beach umbrella. All right, let's see. We got Naomi. How you doing, babe? Miss Tree, hello. Let's see if Miss Tree is going to behave today. It doubled down yesterday. Jeez. Right. How you doing, Nocturnal? Did you see Ireland placed the terribly used goods, and we take Rosie O'Donnell back? That's it. Hey, you know, I've never said anything negative about Rosie O'Donnell or Ellen DeGeneres or Portia or whatever. Hey, man, right? It's a free world. If you want to go, you go. I mean, in some ways, you know, they may get the last laugh. Hey, Kelly, what's going on? You know, we got some serious raging typhoons ahead of us here. Let's not fool ourselves. We've just dipped our big toe into the water right now. So how's everybody do? Are you an alcohol baby? I enjoy my alcohol. How does that grab you? As opposed to you just have wet brain from being now malnourished. Not yours. There we go. Let me go get a cup of coffee here, and we will resume. I'll bandage up. Big thank you to Blackbird for helping out with the grass today on the Rancho. Appreciate it. Big update on the boss. I'll be back in a minute. It's a good day for wet brain today. Right? I didn't know if the guys, are you an alcohol baby? In other words, do you like to drink? Or were you a baby of an alcoholic, right? I don't know. Belt moving, what's going on? Clean seats, no shit stains. Thank you, Grasshopper. Yeah, what's going on, boy? What is going on? Just want to make sure everybody's crystal clear at what's in play here today. All right. Pulsar belt. What was the belt moving? Bonjour, Alpha. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Bonsoir. Je suis Rosie. Here we go. Oh, I like that. Toyota right there. That's really nice and sharp. All right. I think he was speaking of fetal alcohol syndrome. Oh. I thought he was asking me, do you like alcohol, baby? I don't know. You know, he seemed kind of like too ignorant. I don't know. Some people, as you know, on this chat stream that come in, they have problems expressing themselves properly with the English language. You know, it's a struggle. Thus providing ample proof of the collapse of the educational product of America, sadly. All right, let's get a look at the fence. And what's the story on the fence? This is where we slam Bike Boy off of his bike right there in the corner, right through the fence. Right, still not repaired. Right, knocked him right out of his shoes. Like, I'm gonna sue you. I said, I got the whole thing on video, boy. He just ran right through the stop sign. Right, get out of here, man. Shit. Too much. What a beautiful weather day. Big thank you to Blackbird for helping me with helping me out with the grass cutting today. Appreciate it. Jumped right in there. How you doing, Angus Kisses? What's going on, honey? Okay, this guy still hasn't finished painting his place. I don't know, he picked the worst color in the world. I don't know, man. These colors just awful. There's some big hole in this street here. Chicken wings I thought they had to have. I might do some chicken wings in a bag tonight, fry those bad boys up. Yeah, it was very nice, you know. I mean, I'm a pretty self-sufficient person, but when he came up and offered today, I took him up on it. Nice. I had a nice conversation with the boss today. He is out of his home and doing a lot better. His breathing is good. He's meaner than ever, so that's a good sign. Right. Misunderstood. Anyway, he's okay. So yeah, it's beautiful today. What is it? 73 degrees. How delightful, right? Hey, Happy Face, this weekend we're going to be putting up the banner out back. We're going to be officially opening Kitchen Stadium again. Do a few more repairs out there, a little more patching, just to keep that overhead material in good shape. Sometimes, 2 years in the sun or whatever, it tends to fray a little bit, go a little bad. So we will be outside. Tomorrow is Friday. We do have some shopping to do. I really didn't go shopping last week, right? So tomorrow will be shopping day. We had a nice night in Sebastopol. I'm not going to be doing too much tonight, hanging out, just because I did work hard today. I can't let a jungle grow out back, right? Or else I'll never get the lawnmower. And how you doing, Teresa? Nice to see you. Crow, what's going on? You got a happy face. Cobra John, how is everything? Everything's good. I got my bandage on good today. Boss is like, I want to see a picture of it. It's okay, man. No, it's all there, right? I want to see a picture of that thing. I don't know. Boss and I are like oil and water. We just have a hard time mixing. I don't remember what Kitchen Stadium looks like, so used to the backwards. Yeah, it's the backwards camp. You know, you would think that YouTube would have a way on their technology to reverse that thing, because we can't only do it reversal on horizontal streams, which aren't even worth running anymore. How are you, Alan Gentry? Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the weather. I took my first allergy pill today. Tomorrow I have my 9th, hard to believe, 9th allergy shot tomorrow. It's hard to believe. 9. No, is it 9? No, yeah. No, tomorrow's, well, I don't know. Yeah, it's the 9th, 10th one tomorrow. Perhaps it's the 10th one. I don't know. I've done, I think 4 weeks or whatever. And this was my 5th week, so I don't know. Don't back into me, bro. Okay, nobody should really be on patrol for ticket patrol today. Man, I heard, what's the city that's in real trouble? St. Helena, over on the other side of the mountain here, to the east of Santa Rosa here in Napa County, the head of Napa County, and yeah, there's like, they want to raise a parcel tax, all kinds of crap, you know. It's coming, right? It's coming, guys. I think that's pretty good. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of people around tonight or not. They banned me because I'm black. Hey, how you doing, Nicole? My stalker got me banned from my... Yeah, she told me the other day. Yeah. Maybe you should call like the NAACP or something and see if they can help you down there. I mean, you can't do anything, you know... who in the hell is going to knock somebody out just because they're black that, you know, wants to play softball? You've been playing softball for years. All right? All right, I mean, this is crazy. You miss your old teammates, miss your power hitting and position. The hell? All right? Coke Zero is good. It couldn't be better. Yeah, and is it beautiful? Bet you two are friends and like hanging with each other, right? Who would that be, Naomi? Militarized meter man to have my sink unclogged and gone. I was grateful they were fixed. Angus, kisses for your sink. What you want to do, you'll never have another clog. Once a month, take your biggest pot of water, bring it up to a big boil, and pour that right down, okay? Because a lot of times we don't run enough water when we're cleaning and doing stuff, and the sediment just starts to build up in the pipe. You run this flush through once a month, it just pushes everything down the line, okay? Oh yeah, the boss and I. Hey Shimei, I've known him, boss, since 2008. That's a long time. All right, so good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? Pipe, pipe. Yeah, that's what the plumber told me, and it's always worked out. You know, I'm fixing that's easy stuff, but you know, I mean, not for you know, I know what you mean, Angus, because you need somebody in to take care of that stuff. Right. You want to be careful about pouring a lot of chemicals down your pipes and all that stuff. Sometimes it'll, galvanize or other kind of pipes. It'll eat them away a little bit and worsen the problem. Right. Boil that big pot of water. I'm talking about a 5-gallon, your biggest soup pot, and then pour it down. Be damn careful handling, and just pour it down that sink. Make sure you have all your personal protection equipment, and just right down, man. Right, boom. You can imagine that volume of water with that heat hitting it just flushes that all along. I like that enzyme powder that you drop down the drain. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. We got Dancing Boy over here tonight. I don't know what he's doing. We got Dancing Boy. I don't know what he was doing. He was dancing. I don't know what he's doing. All right, I'm saturated already. Oh man, I am saturated already. Man, I can't believe Easter is almost upon us, huh? Let's see. I put lemon peels in my when it needs deodorizing. Nice. I'm a little fatigued today. Never put any. Yes, never. I never put anything down the garbage disposal. I never use the garbage disposal. Right. As plumbers say, that's the best thing that ever happened was when they invented the garbage disposal. It doubled our business in a year. Right. That's good. That's good, Miss Tree. That's good. How you doing, Matthew? Nice to see you. Make sure we're on. This thing keeps flipping off of all messages. I don't know what's going on. All right. I don't have a house to worry about. Yeah, you got that beautiful. Hey, EJ, how you doing? You got that good, beautiful outdoor weather, sleeping, no overhead whatsoever. So your check goes right to your bottom line. You don't have to spend a lot on housing or anything like that. Right? That's a good deal. And the hex-clad pipes. Yeah, hex-clad pipes. Clogs are tough. I finally had to replace the whole line from the sink all the way to the stack, which was like 25 feet maybe. That was a long run. That baby had seen better days. Was affecting the whole house. What's up, Corky? I love your shirt tonight, looking sharp. Thank you, Luminous. Thanks for making us laugh so much. I think the Giants will do well. I think it will get super hot. My hand is okay. I went out and cut a little bit of grass, and then Blackbird took over for me today. So a little bit of exercise, a little bit of flexibility. It's not a push. It's one of those mowers that self propelled. So it was all right. I want to do some more cleanup work tomorrow and get ready for festivities coming up for Easter. Going to do some baking, some celebrating. You need to migrate south for the winter, right? Exactly. Shemai's back in the comfortable confines of Lawrenceville, the mean streets of Lawrenceville, New Jersey. After that wonderful conference, you should get a whole new robot hand. That probably will be someday. I don't know. Right? Long after I've checked out. I'll just be a bitter memory on here. Right. I will just be a bitter memory. It's beautiful, and it's beautiful here. Feels so good to. What is today? The 10th? Man, I still have 12 days until these stitches come out. It's just 11 days. It seems too long. I don't know. Yeah, today's the 10th, April 10th. This is one of the nice, it's nice, and it's an XL, so it's really comfortable to be in. It's one of the ones at Dory Lynn. No, I'm not putting myself down. Yeah, I gotta why this I could find a way to get money there. Yeah, they've been buying tickets on buses to get and not buses, but plane tickets to get the hell the people out of Oahu and places like that. Pretty much the homeless have destroyed a lot of the Kapiolani Park and some other around Diamond Head, the nice park there next to the Queen Liliuokalani hotel, and they always pee on the beach against the stone wall, the rock walls on Kalakaua Avenue. It always smells like pee. Yeah, it's you know, this is really something here. This is a long thing here. But I'm a fast healer. I always heal quickly. So on the 21st, the stitches get pulled out. So not all homeless destroy stuff. It is bad. A lot of them do. There's no sense of ownership or pride. So, you know, if you go to McDonald's or whatever and you eat and you just take it out on the street, you don't really care a lot of times. It's not your, you know, you already have a dislike for, you know, what's cities and people and things like that. So you're apt to just trash your environment. I see it all the time in Vegas, sadly, right? You know, they just right, just show up. Tom McGuire, so great. Donald Trump knows so much about insider trading, but he shows no empathy, just like you. Yeah, I'm a bad person there, Mr. McGuire. I'm a bad person, right? But if you don't think that you think you would have resisted the opportunity to do insider trading that night when you got the word at 3:30 a.m. on the East Coast, it's a go. And you're calling your grandma, right? You're calling your cousins. When the president tells you, be cool, it's a great time to buy. That's your cue. And there's your cover. Yeah, it's really nice. It's 73 degrees here and just absolutely glorious, right? Right? What's the old thing? Whoever has the gold makes the rules, right? And the Oakdale Rodeo Parade is Saturday in Oakdale. Last year was rained out, right? Bye-bye. This was over 8 minutes long. Martha went to prison for insider trading. Yes, she did. And they'll find out. You know, Shemay, you got to understand, a lot of this stuff is tongue-in-cheek because it irritates Mr. McGuire here. But I know what came down that night. Right? I told you the whole story. Now it's been picked up by the press 2 days later, you know, about the bonds and all that stuff and the fear factor the bond markets would inspire the president to move. Of course it is. Of course it is. I've told the whole same consistent story for the better part of 2 years here. Right? To wit, there will be a day when bonds and stocks separate. And that will be a day that will mark a watershed moment in the history of this nation with what I call the Venezuelization of America. Okay? And all of the pieces are now falling into place. Right? You had the dollar today with the biggest drop in 2 years. Right? You have a 10-year note that just persistently wants to rise the yield. And against that, you're going to throw your money in? Right? when these companies don't even know where they're going to get their raw materials from, how in the hell to price something. I mean, Apple shipped 800 tons of iPhones to India, right? Let's see. I used to work for an oldies where the DJ played American Pie to see me. I can't imagine Shemay in an oldies station. The Chuck Schumer. I mean, that's the reality that we're facing here, guys. So the things that used to make America attractive for foreign investment are now turning repulsive. Right? Who wants to buy stock if it's going to result in currency loss when you go to sell and bring it back to your own currency? Plus, you're fighting against a rising tide of interest rates. Not a good combo. Right? Why are interest rates rising? Because the financial risk is growing dramatically in the system. That's why. That's why President Trump got scared the other night and backed off of the some of the tariff stuff. I never drove my Chevy to the levee. Yeah, I feel like I missed it. Yeah. I guess I could have. I don't know. There weren't many levees around Baltimore. Can we find people who want to make all the products here in our country? Well, they don't all get made at once. All right, things take time to plan. It takes commitment of capital, and right now there's no sense of being able to plan anything right now because the ship is rocking at sea here so violently. How you doing, Rutherford? Roast you, bro. I hope you're ready for a drunk koala. I'm gonna roast you proper on my main channel. Righto, mate. You look like a right proper dingo. Go ahead, dingo bat. I'm American and need a job. I would love to work in a factory. Man, it's all IT or government jobs. And hey, welding, and it may be again. I mean, the biggest thing that people are missing here is you're having a lot of capital that's being imploded right now. A lot of the wealth of the nation is being imploded. That means people's pocketbooks get very tight. They're not thinking about expanding, or they're thinking about surviving. All right, and then they go to borrow, and it's like, and I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I hesitated whether to say it. I'm looking at the 8 to 9% interest rate coming up on the 10-year, somewhere in that range, 7 to 9, somewhere in that range coming up. Because there's a flood tide of selling it's coming from overseas now. All right. So you better, if you're going to buy something big, you better buy it now and then refinance it later. I'm not talking about a car that depreciates 25% the second you drive it off the lot. Okay. If they shut down the federal, what will we do? Who will survive? I had a yummy chicken, corn, and tater chowder for lunch with a sourdough roll. Well, if it goes over 5, it'll go much higher than 5 because that was the high of the move off of the bottom of 2020. Peaked at 5. Hey, Bo. And when it goes over 5, that'll signal that there's much higher rates ahead for the future. So we're not that far from it. We're at 4.43. 4.51 was what got the president out of bed the other night. 4.55 got him out of bed. All right, we're at 4.43 tonight. That's what you have to prepare yourself for. Is the whole complexion of investing in the world changed dramatically now. right? If you're working a trading desk in Japan or China or something, let's buy some U.S. bonds. I mean, you might get pink slip tomorrow. How fast is 1.1 terabit? That's a measure of storage, Naomi. So you want 35,000 in a 10-year CD. No, you don't want to put it in a 10-year. You want to keep your stuff very, very short. Haven't you heard the Treasury? They've been softening their ground, telling people, hey, we're not going to cut interest rates, right? We're not cutting interest rates. Right? Because the market's not going to allow them to cut interest rates. You start cutting interest rates, and the flight from the dollar is going to be phenomenal. Right? Short-term stuff. I'm going to open a business up called Wimpy Hamburgers. Why don't you get a Snow White franchise? I don't know what they did with that burger, but doggone, that's a tasty, wherever they source their meat or whatever they do to prepare it. Last time I had something that tasted that good was I was over in Asia, and I asked what kind of meat, and the guy's like, it's just good meat. My appetite just suddenly kind of, 32 years, I need to move it to something better. Bagel burgers. Right? But this will unfold over a period of time. This won't be in one day. So take your joy. Like I said, the weather's nice. We're here. There's people that disagree. But when you start to see the dollar had its biggest fall in 2 years, you're starting a new trend here. So people ask, what do you buy? You buy the Swiss franc, right? It's logical. I hate to tell you guys, but gold hit a new all-time high today. Silver will follow by, and silver catches fire when the public finally gets into precious metals. That's what they'll race for, right? It'll catch up. It just takes a little time. But the central banks, the Russias, the Chinas, they're the ones that are grabbing the gold in big quantities right now. That should be of tremendous concern to you. That should be vitally concerning to you why they're doing that. Yeah, thank you, Ronnie. This is not financial, political, or social advice. This is strictly commentary on here. Thank you, Ronnie. And we always label it as such, but the things that I've talked about are all coming together now, right? Rising interest rates in the face of a falling market is unprecedented in this in the modern era. Unprecedented. We've always had this smooth thing that when shit slowed down, interest rates would go down and work to pop things up again. But what do you do when shit's gone down and interest rates are continuing to rise? That's a recipe for a disaster. That's the recipe for a disaster there. That's a recipe for a fiscal disaster. So whatever you think about revenues or whatever you think about trading and tariffs and all this stuff, imports have come to a grinding halt in this nation. Anything that's coming in from overseas is not landing here. Well, this is for educational purposes. How you doing, Trixie? You might as well know history, and you might as well have an idea of what's coming, so you don't sit there and say, gee, where'd that come from? You'll know exactly where all this stuff came from. So whatever revenue might be coming in is minimal, right? You're going to have whatever budget cuts have been made are going to be minimal in the spending scheme. And now you have to start rolling over your debt at higher and higher rates now. Right? AT&T's done very well, at least the last year. Yeah, go ask him to send a telegram, Adam. I'd like to send a telegram. What? Yeah, it's doing fine now. It's done very well with their fiber service. I should know. I changed from Verizon to, or I changed from Xfinity to that. All right, so that's what's going on. If anybody has any question or anything, but that's it. I have no debt, only bags of XRP and gold. XRP is a meme coin, isn't it? Right, and just they've been whacking pretty good at Bitcoin lately. Whereas gold continues to shine and hit a new all-time high today, $3,200 an ounce. Are we headed to 10,000? I know, Adam. Alan, I mean, our local Sonoma County Water Agency, where we get the water from in the cities, raising our water and sewer rates over the next 5 years, like 6% a year. No discussion at the county council, just voted it right through. Hey, Dervit. Now over in St. Helena at the head of the Napa Valley there, they're scrambling because their budget's so blown up over there. They're talking about a $500 parcel tax. Right? Means anybody that has a pay, witty widow, anybody that has well, you might want to get some more downside protection, witty widow. But anybody that has a piece of land or something, they throw a parcel tax on it. All right. You have to be prepared for a lot of these local governments are really going to be scrambling for money right now. I've seen it in Santa Rosa. You can imagine that all hell is breaking loose in Sacramento right now with these high-tech companies. Right? Call NVIDIA. No, they're not taking your call right now, Governor. They're too busy. Right? They'll get back to you. Yeah, I spent some time cutting a little bit of the grass, and then that bird took over. Well, I don't know what XRP is, Jeremiah. I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter. I know what I have. Right. I know exactly what I have. And only learn to spend less hardly. What about Stockton? Yeah, they went bankrupt before. There'll be a lot of municipals. The problem is you have a lot of debt. They had the article the other day, a sheriff in Napa County, the city of Napa, made $330,000 in overtime. Can you imagine that? It's like when you see all these ambulances running around the city here, they're all independent companies running around and practically prying people off the sidewalk to throw them into a ambulance, or as we say in Baltimore, an ambulance, and then take them to the hospital, where the hospital can then bill out a couple $1,000 to $4,000 to the state through Medi-Cal. Yeah, that's why we need an elected. It's just a crony board, Alan. That's all it is. It's a plum position for the governor to just appoint somebody to the Public Utility Commission. You'll get no accountability unless it's an elected office, right? Then it's all of a sudden, when it's an elected office, it's like, oh wow, right? Oh wow, right? Yeah, it's all a big scam here. It's all, these people have raided the county and city here like there's no tomorrow. And then Avelo Airlines, who serves here, decides to pull 3 of their routes and change their hub out of here because they want to fly. They want to fly people out of this country back to South America or whatever. And they're all PO'd about that. God, that's what's happened here for the homeless. Being homeless and then being homeless and taking steps to get yourself out of a homeless situation are 2 different things, right? Right. We can revel in our homelessness, right? Or we can try to do things to get out of it. What's up, Corky? And I know a lot of people here, if they were handed a chance, if they had a chance to make 25 bucks an hour, they would turn it down here on the streets. Absolutely. Lots of mentally ill people. Thank you, Brian. $5 from Brian. Yeah, they're mentally ill because of drugs and things like that. The federal sent $10 million to help the homeless get housing, but someone took it all. Well, thank you, Cosmic Country Girl. I appreciate it. You can't solve the problem by throwing money at it. All you do is grow the problem. Right? You become like this city because there's so many services that it becomes a magnet for drawing people to the area here, and you'll never have enough housing. Right? You'll never have enough housing here. Ever. What did it just put up a proposed $30 million to buy the hotel in Roner Park? Do you think Rachel Ziegler would get her to for spending nearly 5 years making Snow White? Man, Tervita, I hope they didn't pay her $200 million. I got nothing against her, but I don't think she's the box office draw of, say, a Tom Cruise, right? Right? Yeah, you throw billions. California's not even made a dent in homelessness, right? No state's thrown more resources at homeless than California, and it's not made a dent. Not made a dent. Right. In fact, the problem's worsened dramatically. How you doing, Vegas to Cali? You have to have a shared housing arrangement. You have to show initiative and get some people together and get into a shared housing arrangement. I don't have anything against Disney. I don't have anything against Rachel Zegler. I didn't see the movie. Yeah, they're starting to hit the... Yeah, because I don't know what it is. I mean, this state just... I don't know what happened to this state. Seemed like it had great sense under Edmund Brown and Ronald Reagan, and then it just went off the rails, right? Yeah, they want to be homeless because they did, so it just depends. Everybody's got a different story out there, but some people just, I finally had to come to accept that there's quite a lot of people that like the freedom of the streets. Right? They don't want to work a job. They want to go and hang out at the library all day and read, and then get their, go to the preach and feed. Hey, it's their life. It's what they want to do. Right? It's fine. Right? But there comes a point where it becomes unsustainable because of budgetary constraints. And then people say tax the rich. Well, they're getting a heavy tax right now. Right? Everybody's got a good haircut right now. Right? Preview of coming attractions. Coming to a theater. I just need a room. Rampano won't charge a realistic price for a room. You might have to leave. Then you might actually have to leave Phoenix then. Go to a different town. Go down to Louisiana and put yourself on a shrimp boat. All right. Come out here, put yourself on a crab boat. They'll let you live aboard. All right. But because there's some element of support there, there's no incentive to move on. But once that support is taken, then all of a sudden the wolf is at the door. Right? And then it's a whole different story. Yeah, the homeless and the disabled and the infirmed, absolutely. We owe a duty as a civilized nation to take care of them, absolutely. Not a second thought about that. And there needs to be some things of last resort too, right? People that are absolutely incapable of working because of the ravages of drugs or whatever, you know. Can't just turn these people out to the wolves and the homeless individual, the mentally or mentally ill or old. Do you think Jennifer's that place? No, I don't know. I never Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know. I didn't get all packed up. I didn't get all packed up about the movie. You know, it's like Hollywood's going to do what Hollywood's going to do, right? And if they want to do a Snow White and they want to make it 2023, 2024 version, well, they have to hope that people are gonna watch it. But Hollywood's a dead fish anyway. China just said they're going to radically reduce the number of films that are coming in there. That's small change. The president said, I've heard of worse. But you know, he doesn't really know the Chinese mentality. He doesn't know the Chinese the way that they're very methodical, they're very thought out. They don't shoot off the cuff, they develop a plan. And they set about with that plan. And I think their plan now is to dump whatever assets they can in the United States and just move on with their export markets elsewhere. With my neuropathy that stand all day and my hands no longer work as they should. I'm not targeting you, Adam. I'm saying in general. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? You know, you seem like a decent person to me, Adam. I don't have any personal beef, but you can't say that housing is expensive. You have the ability to move on to other areas. Right? You have to go where the work is. Right now, they need people in LA to do cleanups and rebuild. They're going to need day laborers like there's no tomorrow. Material handlers, truck unloaders, truck loaders. Welcome back, Naomi. But you know, if you have neuropathy and all that, slows you down. So you're not able to work. That's fine. I mean, it's not a good thing, but I'm just saying it's not a desirable thing to have bleeding feet, but I understand. Right? So therefore, as a taxpayer, I have no problem supporting people that are medically unfit for work, right? Hey, how you doing, Cheryl Coyote? You're not an old person, you're a beautiful person. This is why men used to ride the rails looking for work. Got to do what you got to do. Yeah, right now we don't have the wolf at the door, Cheryl. Right? Come back in 2 years, you'll see the wolf at the door big time. Right. I mean, we have a situation here where we've just run out of the ability to keep going to the borrowing well. First aid kit must be carried at all times. I'm ready for Hawaii. This is a beautiful shirt that Dora Lynn, one of them, she sent me. Yeah, Hollywood shot itself in the foot because they fell into the franchise trap. How many superhero movies and this and that, people just burned out on it, right? There's no creativity. I look at a movie like Notting Hill or something and I just think to myself, you couldn't even make a movie like that today, right? Suppose you made even a classic, Imitation of Life or something. People wouldn't even know what the hell, they wouldn't even understand it. No, this came a couple years ago. I mean, last week it came. or earlier this week.
Yeah, we do. Right there.
Yeah, it's coming, Cheryl. Cheryl knows. She's down in the Central Valley.
Yeah.
She knows what's going on. She's got eyes. She's seen Fresno. She's seen Modesto, Mendota, Kingsburg, all up and down the valley and everything, right? We have a lot of cheap food and you're literally starving. Nothing will change. We need eyes wide shut sequel. It's like your protest and us. Yeah, I have quite a few of these shirts. I love summertime. So we're about to find out what happens to a nation when the well runs dry of borrowing. Cheap money runs out. And, we've over-borrowed our allotment for the world. We have a $111 trillion world economy, right? Yeah, I love the Central Valley. I love the people there. I love the wide open spaces that you see. I love the views. They're just a magic. There's a tremendous majesty. There's a tremendous majesty of the Central Valley that you have to go down it to appreciate it. Yeah, it's crowded. 99 is a tough road, right? There's some tough towns there. There's some tough people there. Right, but it's a trip everybody should make, right? That's the old Depression Highway through California. Hey Amelia, how are you? I wish I had better news to share. I'm not saying it. We're not having a nice rebound here, but I see the writing on the wall with the continuous upward pressure on interest rates. You know, the president jawbones them down. Okay, then they start to rise on their own again. Or the U.S. dollar, right, starting to go down. If the movie people want to make a movie, they go to Canada. Yeah, only 25% of movies are made in L.A. anymore anyway. Movie stars are actually being obsolete in the world of AI. There was a story where somebody was going to court and they had an AI lawyer. It's a Zoom court appearance. And it took a while for the judge to figure out, hey, there's something a little off here. Right, and the guy's like, who's your lawyer? I have an AI lawyer. Man, did she flip her wig? Right? There you go, doctor. You know what I mean, Corky? It's like, what the hell? And the guy's like, well, you have all the intelligence of the legal database, right, in this guy. Well, what's the problem? He knows all the precedents, right? He has all the case law, right? Hey, spinal compression, how are you? What's the problem? Right? Why can't I have an AI attorney, right? This is just a little glimpse into the future here, right? Kind of funny when it's funny what you see in the news, but don't be fooled, guys. Like, don't be fooled. Keep your eye on the U.S. dollar. Keep your eye on interest rates. All right, keep your eye on gold. Record high gold price today. $3,200 an ounce. Where did that come from? Seem we'll have an AI therapist. I've tried to send you something down, Adam. You don't have a working PayPal or anything. So, what do you think should do with their retirement accounts? Well, yesterday, as I said, was a golden opportunity to unload some stuff, right? And to lighten up. I mean, whatever I can think to, with my little bit of money I have, to put in overseas, to put in like a Swiss franc. A lot of major banks have multi-currency accounts, right? Silver, I still believe, is a good thing for the average person to have, right? $31, $32 an ounce. It's gonna have a big catch-up when people understand, hey, I can't afford $300 for a tenth of gold, but I can put that $300 into 10 ounces of silver or whatever. Yeah, well, you've never posted it with your video so that I can help you out. Can't be in a bad mood. It's nice to see you, Amelia. I just don't see these factors changing, right? I don't see the dollar suddenly strengthening. I don't see interest rates going down here. I see more and more people that are worried about the fiscal aspects of borrowing and things. That's why Trump is so single focused on cutting to try to get that budget deficit down to something that looks like it's moving in a proper direction. But I'm afraid this is not the quarter that's going to happen, right? Get rid of federal taxes. Well, all I can say is, Amelia, is we're heading for a fiscal train wreck anyway, so I guess it doesn't much matter. At the end of the day, if you're earning $40,000 a year, you're not really paying much in the way of taxes with the standard deductions. And thank you, Mr. UFO. Thank you. I love it. Thank Dory Lynn. How you doing today, Ronnie? I'm gonna put a collage of videos together from the last year and a half where we talked about this situation, where there would come a day when you would have this separation between bonds, and we would break that virtuous, 80-year relationship post-depression, where interest rates would go down when the economy weakened. Now we're in uncharted territory. Only for people under 150,000. Yeah. Shimei, that can be your next job, right? You can. I'm surprised, Shimei, you never went into law anyway. Here we go. Somebody must have nodded off to sleep, and somebody called him and he's dead. Boomer Dan has the gold coins. Hey Christian, how are you? It's Friday here in Australia. They live in the future. Yeah, Australia's great. Shimei would be she'd be a fair judge, right? Right. Surprised you never got into the law, Shimei. Because you look good in a black robe anyway, your ministerial robe. Yeah, the Swiss franc at 122. It's only gonna get stronger. I've seen the British pound go up to like $1.27, $1.28, $1.45 on the Japanese yen, 145 yen. There, it's just, how can we be weaker than they are? That paints a very, Japan has 3 times the debt that we have, right? And yet people are buying Japanese yen, really. Hey, Justin, how you doing? I took the LSATs, but I couldn't afford law school. Okay, I thought you'd make a good lawyer because you speak very well, Shimei. And you're very logical in your thinking. We could be watching Judge Shimei on TV. That's what I'm saying. What did you say to me? I didn't say nothing. I heard that. Like 30 days, contempt of court. What are we doing, Brian? We're just talking about the scope of things. We're still riding the coattails of the big rally yesterday. But we're watching what's going on in the world. Right. Yeah, she's a good speaker. You're a good speaker. You have a very high IQ too, Adam. You can hear you speak and know you're very intelligent, natively intelligent. saw him in my church. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? The president of my church is 101 year and still taking saw him at my church general con. When you say the president of your church, you mean like your local Latter-day Saints regional president, or the guy in Salt Lake that's ahead of the whole shooting match? What are we talking about here? And talk to me like I'm a fifth grader. All right, because I have a guy at church when I go, he's 101 years old, still does readings and everything. Amazing guy, right? Moves well. I mean, he's a little slow, you know, but what the hell, man? Yeah, we got to get the call-in show going. I got to get the decks cleared on that. I got another phone now. I just had to. I just had to. I was disappointed. My A53S just crapped out on me, and it made me mad. Hey, Justin. Yeah, it's Hawaiian. I love these. It's my summer in Hawaiian shirts, right? I said, I'm gonna kill you, man. You have a Hawaiian shirt on in this alley, I'm gonna kill you. Number one, mean the leader of my church. Okay. If you had a fairly big chunk of cash in the foreign, what would you do right now? I would keep it in T-bills. I would keep it in T-bills. That's what I would have it in. Thank you, Alan. $10 from Alan. Thank you, Alan. Consistently excellent supporter of the channel. Let's give a thumbs up to that. I put a little bit into some silver, just some 90% coinage silver. Right. Well, I don't know about Russell Nelson, honey. I mean, I don't know who your local people are. I'm in a different church, but it's good for you that you're involved. It's good for you that your leader is there and representing. I can almost hear Higgins down and stay out of the wine cellar, guys. The weather in NorCal is spectacular. 73 degrees. Thank you, Alan. Justin, it's beautiful, but I can't wait to get down to Vegas. I can't wait. How was your mini vacation, Amanda? Hug and kiss. The blues train. Do, 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 do. I hope the United becomes rich soon. I need the money. Higgins released the lies. We won't see 70 till May or June. How you doing, Vincent? Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. We missed you. Like a cold sore. Does the dollar back foreign currency? What does that mean, Christian? When you say back it, Rosie Russell is the worldwide leader. Oh, that's good. Okay, so he's the LDS Chief Honcho. Okay, I get it. That's cool. We passed 70 and went right into 85 here. Yeah, that's good. I get it, Naomi. I still remember when Herbert was the when I've had many visits to Salt Lake. Spent a lot of time there. He was the something. He was the president there. It's always a good place to stop and visit. Tough to get a beer, but yeah, it's nice. 68 to 70. Yeah. So I'd be picking up, I would just have anyway a little bit of pre-1965 dimes and quarters. I can't get her. Someone said that my Swiss franc are supported by the dollar because it's the default currency of the world. Yeah, it is, but it's losing that status. I know the El Cortez is waiting. I can't wait. I got a lot of stuff I need to do down there. I want to meet some new friends, Tim and her name escapes me. They bought me dinner that night and hang out with them. El Cortez or bust. But now, you know, you're not going to get rich on the Swiss franc, but you're going to hold your purchasing power, right? In other words, if I come to you with $1 versus a Swiss franc, you're going to grab the Swiss franc, right? Because Switzerland is supposedly nominally backed by gold or something. So, yeah, don't go on helicopters. So good for you, Naomi. That's awesome. I'm glad. You have a nice group of people, and it's great. Yeah, I'm not in there going on a helicopter, man. I'm not doing Maverick helicopter as a total sovereign currency, but there's nothing to do. It doesn't have anything to do with the dollar. It's in a basket of currencies, that's all. Now, the problem is, and here's the real issue, when people start going for foreign currencies, they're going to be naturally attracted to the Swiss franc. First and foremost, right? So there's not a lot of Swiss francs out there. It's not like the US dollar, right? There's a very limited amount of Swiss franc in the world, and when that starts to get under the buy thing, whew, right? Now they'll be under some pressure, export markets, less Rolex watches, less Audemars Piguet or whatever, Vitorix knives, right? What's up, Anonymous? I evaded a police helicopter when I was 22. Damn, I love you, Corky. Only a matter of time before Maverick. That's what I'm saying, Justin. If a Maverick helicopter comes down on the strip or downtown, now they do take a wide circle around, but I look at that flight path and I'm like, okay, man, you know, there's going to be a day when we're going to have some kind of engine failure here. And let me tell you, it's a fast ride down in a helicopter. From the internet, Swiss francs have been considered with legal requirement that 40% be backed by gold reserves. Yeah, so what else do you want? All right, the price of gold itself makes the Swiss franc probably the greatest bargain in the history of the world right now. Right? The Swiss are the most fiscally responsible, the most astute. I can't say though because UBS was a failure, but I'm just saying some of their Swiss banks have had a lot of problem. Union Bank of Switzerland and some other ones got into some deep shit because they lost their whole Swiss secrecy. Taking off and landing. They're still together. Auto rotate. What is that? Yeah, some Swiss banks are terrible. There are some very evil people in Switzerland. They will take money from both sides, right? They're a very mercantile nation, right? And they zealously guard their neutrality. When I came to them, I got $100.50 for every dollar. Yeah, and look now. That's only going to get better over time, right? You probably have a very undervalued currency right now. Is all your retirement? What retirement? My retirement is Social Security, right? With whatever little, I don't have a 401k or anything. Right, whatever I do by my wits in the markets and things. Bought James Cameron today. It's a sick watch. James Cameron was the director of Titanic. I was not aware that he had his own make-up watch or whatever. See, here's the tragedy. Here you have this strong young man here. Looks like he's about 24 years old. Just totally drugged up out of his mind. Screaming and hollering. It's doing a lot better, Vincent. Thank you. And this guy's going to have to be supported. Yes, it's Hawaiian Shirt Day. All right. I'm just saying, that's a guy that's never going to be able to do a day's work unless it's out Chinese style, like picking turnips or something like that for the day. Right. That's the tragedy of today. Oh, you had both your wrists done? I'm glad I got this done. So I'm saying that would be my number one thing to go for right now would be the Swiss franc. We started talking about it when it was 120, when it was 124 or whatever. It's like 121 or something. But Switzerland will have its own problems. I mean, selling into the U.S. is a big market for Switzerland, right? You take some people in there, purchasing power is impaired, or the Swiss watches. I don't know what kind of tariff is on it. The 21st. 20 works. 21st. Yeah, I started cutting the grass today, and then Blackbird helped me. Let's see, put him in a factory. Hey, Jonathan, put him at the math equals production. Yeah, 117 and 122. I can't be around people like that. I'm used to it from working down at the church, but you know, we need to take care of people anyway. I mean, I've learned a lot over the years to stop being judgmental about stuff and just, you know, just helping when it's requested. But that's going to be a long-term, yeah, thank you, Jonathan. That's going to be a long-term project. Let's see, Rolex Cinema Line, I think. Okay, yeah, James Cameron was the director of Titanic. If we were making all our own stuff, the economy would be better. But Adam, what do you think our capability of making a watch is? We could probably do it with AI now. Yeah, the hobosexuals here. We could probably do it with AI. You know, design a watch that we could produce here in the United States that would be comparable to a you know, a Audemars Piguet or a Breitling or a Rolex, right? But designing it and building it are two different things. That's why Switzerland is precision products. Germany and Switzerland. Draw me like one of your French girls. There we go. Rolex only costs $1,500, makes a scarcity factor. There's also a collectability factor. We can't make Zippo lighters. That's what it's saying. Get back to making good stuff. I just tell you guys, our commodity prices are just collapsing right now. You know, oil, I mean, you can't make $1. I mean, they're complaining down in Texas now that Drill Baby Drill is basically shut in a lot of well activity right now. Not economical at $58, $59 a barrel. And that's just the beginning. I wouldn't be surprised to see oil go down to $25 a barrel, something like that. Trains are always on time, down to the minute. That's what I'm saying. There's a certain pride element, but there's also there's also a certain understanding when you go to Switzerland or you become a Swiss citizen. I'm sure the standards of performance are higher there. The Vuitton, but they still get money for the name. Yes, they're selling a name. That's why knockoffs flourish. I can go down to Hong Kong, visit, and come back here with, you know, I can walk down one. I know exactly the street to walk down. I can come back with a Rolex, Louis Vuitton, belts, and everything. Right. So I think Switzerland is a very, you know, I don't think Switzerland is going to, I don't think Switzerland's going to have riots on the streets and all that stuff. How long before Trump starts saying, feed them cake? Well, he's been basically telling people so far, like, just, okay, there's going to be some pain element here. We're transitioning from the old way to the new way. But you got to understand, something happened the other night, right? Tuesday night, overnight, early Wednesday morning, the president blinked. And in that blinking, that sent a signal to the world that this is the soft spot of America that we can attack now, right? America's debt instruments. This is where, this is the tender spot here. And so, well, what does that mean? It means this got the president out of bed at 3:30 in the morning to talk to the Treasury Secretary. Mr. President, we have a problem in the overnight bond market right now. Right. You got to come out and say something tomorrow. You got to take the pressure off. And he did. Now that's, to me, that's a preview of coming tractions, because one thing I've learned about markets, the first attack is never the last one. Okay? If they hit it once, they're coming back. If they hit it once with the points, you know, the guys that are out on point, patrols, reconnaissance, they come back and bring in the cavalry, and then pretty soon you have regiments behind you. All right, so the first time is never the last time. That's right. You shouldn't start a fight that you can't finish, right? What now? 145% on tariffs. I've told you before, I'll say it again. I know China like the back of my hand. They will not buckle. You will just hear silence. And that'll be the most disturbing thing of all, is the phone won't ring. Right? And what does that do? That brings the pressure up on this side. You know, did they call today? No, Mr. President. I want you sitting on top of that phone. I want to hear it. That phone comes in. I don't care where the hell I am. Put the call through. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Silence. That. You know, your phone not ringing is me not calling. So if there are people who have to eat, you know, if they have to eat pigeons for a year, and it don't matter over there, right? U.S. Treasury from the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve can't even cut rates. Can you imagine right now what would happen to the dollar if they come in and cut rates? I'm sure Jerome Powell already said, look, Mr. But we cut rates, you're going to have a real problem on your hand. We might end up having to raise rates to defend the U.S. dollar. Then you become like Great Britain when they tried to get into the Brexit system and failed. I was right there in Hong Kong. The chairman of the, the prime minister of the Exchequer, the governor of the Exchequer or whatever, Nigel Lawson, tried like hell to get the British pound to get into that EU system. And we made a fortune on betting desk and currencies, and shorted the hell out of the British pound because we knew it was going to fail, and then it just like collapsed, right? Word came out, you know, we're not going to try to get into the EU currency. We're just going to go our own way. Right. You have to have a memory for everything that you've seen in your life that's financially related. What are all us going to do if the world stops dealing with the United States of America? Yeah, they keep printing wheelbarrow, need to go buy food. Well, what is the alternative, Vincent? Yeah, the dollar will get pounded. So I'm sure that the Federal Reserve Chairman has said, Mr. President, we're gonna have to hold tight on rates, right? And he's using the cover of inflation. Well, the CPI just came out. Inflation is basically, you can forget about that, right? At least for the time being, right? You get lumber going down, oil going down, everything, right? So if we cut rates, it's like Shimei said, don't start a fight that you're not going to see to the end. No, Adam, I have faith in people to take care of people. I pledge my part. If I see somebody in need down the road or now, I help. Right? I don't think Trump is he's a politician. It's fine. I don't have anything against the president. As I've said before, and it irritates a lot of people when I get the hate mail. Oh, anybody that's president is, yeah, it's my president. Oh, it's awful, I said, I'm not going to be a person. There's plenty of them that root for the failure of this nation. I can plan for it, but I don't have to root for it, right? There's a big difference. So the number one question I get is Social Security and disability, will they be affected? There's going to be a great winnowing out of disability coming up, right? Yeah, hate mail, oh boy, right? A centrist is just a pig that eats off of both troughs, right? Left and right, doesn't care, right? An independent is a spineless person that can't take a stand, right? I've heard it. Get a million things, man. Right? It's just a reflex reaction. Plus, the pressure on interest rates is not going away, and the down pressure on the dollar is not going away. Okay? Yeah, love that saying. I knew you would, Amanda. Hug and kiss. That's it, Trixie. I love you, Trixie. Right, people still can't get it into their head that something big happened in early April. And they can't get it into their head that it happened on 4/4, April 4th. Right, that's when the first separation occurred. And I put the story together. And what does the story read like? What is the current year in China? Do we call it the year of the rat? Do we call it the year of the dragon? What is this year in China? Right. What is this year known as? Somebody tell me I have a very smart chat here. The snake. How does some snakes dispatch their victims? Right? How does some snakes kill their prey? Right? They coil around them and just squeeze. Right. 4/4. In Chinese language, 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. The number 4, 4, is the same as death. If you say to somebody, what happened to Frankie Tasila? He died. 4, Tasila, he's dead. If you put 4, and then you have the 4th month of the year is 4, you have 4/4, which is double death. You have 8/8, which is double happiness, double prosperity, whatever. Think about there's nothing that the Chinese do that is not conceived with some type of overall thought process on it. And then later, posts, when the game's over, oh, the post game announcement, oh yeah, look at that, we didn't see that before. Look at the significance of that. You're not going to hear that anywhere. The average person on a financial desk doesn't know their head from a hole. All right, they're just followers. They're not ahead looking at things that are coming. What's up, Rick Grimes? Right? Think about that. Right? Think about that. Right? So their best thing right now is absolute and total silence. And just let the situation work for them. And I went to the Dollar Tree, and there's nothing at the Dollar Tree. I don't know, wrapping paper. What am I going to wrap the gift in? Right. I can't. Where did all the pots and pans go? And all what the hell's going on? Right. What's happening to our dollar? What's happening to interest rates? I'm sitting still, go away. Thank you. Things change, Adam. That's my point. Nothing ever stays the same. Yeah, 600 plant life will fix everything. Justin is in Las Vegas. He goes everywhere with emergency services work and all that. He'll be the eyes on the ground to tell us what's going on. Yeah, if we had to buy a TV or something like that. Right. I'm just saying 444 has no significance in the West, but it has a lot of significance in the East. You know, in the West, we don't put the 13th floor on an elevator. We skip it. In China, you don't put the 4th floor on the elevator button. Same deal. Right? You go to a place, I'm just looking for my pal, I think he lives on the 4th floor. Bro, we don't have a 4th floor. There's a lot of symbolism in a language that's pictorial in basis. In other words, it's a visual writing style. They have elevators in China. They're a lot more advanced than we are now, with super highways, with robotics, with tremendously modern cities that would blow you away to see it. Jumps from 39 to 50 are empty and not listed on the elevator. Yeah, so it's the opposite way. In the Oriental nations are different than the Occidental nations. Right? Oriental is the number 4, sounds like death. I remember 8888. Man, everybody wanted to get married on August 8th, 1988. Right? Like triple happiness. So all that foreigners have to do is just stop buying at the auctions, right? And that automatically puts pressure on rates. Well, Adam, so far the impact has been zero. I mean, I look around the world today. I'm not saying that's always going to be the case. Certainly there's fallout coming. Certainly there's restaurateurs that are worried. Right? But we've been making a lot of moves, right, to counter what's coming. Right? Right? How you doing, Jen? So we'll see what happens. If you're the average person that's wealthy, you know, you might have some diversity of assets. You're not going to be particularly worried. Right? The wealthy will always be here. There'll always be a fringe of very wealthy people. But, you know, they've already talked about there's an overproduction of vehicles right now and people's appetite. What did they say? The people that said there's no way that they would buy a car right now have jumped to 46%. I mean, there's just no possible way. What's going on, Catherine? How are you? That's a big number traditionally. So the error is assuming that because people have, right, just because people know a tariff is coming, that they're going to run and purchase. Actually, they're going to take their pocketbooks and just close them up. Why are so many on crypto? Because crypto is a concept. I don't think so, Justin. I think the vehicle market is just going to be Ford and GM got downgraded dramatically today. I think that production is just going to slow from the lot all the way back to the plant. How do you know the fours aren't for the Chinese? I'm not sure what that means. Hey, doing shoe metal. So will we see the end of the IRS? Well, what's the message that went out this year? The message that came ringing through from the IRS was, with all the cuts and things, is, hey, the chance of me being audited went down to like 0. Right? So I'm going to take a chance and just put a lot of crap on my return and lower my taxes. Right. Remember, the beauty of what makes a civilization is that it's always depended on people policing themselves and being honest to some degree. Once that starts to give way, right, and people stop policing themselves and become basically dishonest, then the whole foundation block of civilization just cracks in two, and that's it. In other words, we don't have enough police to police everybody to make sure that they're doing what they're doing. It's always dependent on people being of good moral character and doing something for the benefit of all. Elon has been quiet because he's been told to be quiet. Go back and work on your cars for a while. Read something. Brits don't buy a bit. Most cars is the Ford. Yes, Ford has a local plant there. It's a Vauxhall, and what makes us as a nation was our, well, I'm not going to get into all that today, the theological aspects of it. I'm not prepared to take on that argument today. Right. And Alan Gentry knows exactly what I'm talking about. Shoe metal. Thank you, Mark. Shoe metal. Shoe metal, we don't even know how old you are, dude. Right? That's funny. Holden is even larger in the UK. It used to be massive, but it's been scaled right back. Love across the Thames from the Ford factory. You know, But I'm not prepared to. Alan knows why a civilization crumbles. We've talked about it before, at least the Western civilization. And we've been perfectly on the same wavelength with that. But don't worry about it. I'm way younger than you. This guy can't even spell. Right. You mean a paradigm. Okay, we are looking at a paradigm shift. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This is not the night for that conversation again, but we've had it before. Yeah, I just wanted to wall. Justin's like, my requirements were very minimal. Just finish the wall. Our cross-border traffic has dropped to 0, right? And you have quite a trend of people mass deporting themselves right now. Because now the IRS is cooperating with Homeland Security and all that. And Christy Noem is out there. She's packing the heater, man. Right? Like pre-internet. That's it, Mark. Well, thanks for coming in. Make sure you like up the chat if Elon's mirror any reflection when really know the truth. Are you coming for a 15-day vacation, Elmer? So they can rob and beat you on the streets of New York. It's a thug nation. I'm never going back again. CBs were a lot of fun. Breaker 19. Breaker, break bro, break bro, break bro. Yeah. Nuffle Scuffle Scotia bit for real, man. Channel 19 was popping. Break bro, break bro, break bro. Used to hear that around Baltimore all the time. I'm coming into Pulaski Highway, man. CBS and the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, what's your 20? Anyway, you know, I've talked about that enough on here. Like I said, there'll be another night for that, but that night is not this. We'll recap that again. Right. Eastbound and down. Eastbound and down, keep on trucking. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Us Brits may be on our way over on a new Mayflower. I really don't know what to make. Britain has stayed very low profile, and I talked to some people on here. I have a lot of followers in the UK, and you know, they're talking about how bad it is. They don't like the new prime minister, and I said, I don't really hear any news coming out of, I thought things are pretty stable, right? I mean, last year you had that anti-immigration rise, and they said, no, you have no freedom of speech here, and you can get locked up if you say something against the government or something, right? I'm close to Canada and Michigan. You say you did that on purpose? Yeah. Google Birmingham BLM. Yeah, well, Spruce, somebody said, do you remember, were you in here the other day when somebody said you get arrested for anti-immigrant, you know, if you oppose the government's policy, and they have, does the UK have an open immigration policy now? I don't know. Right? Oh, the trash strike. Yeah, so I don't know, why would somebody say something? I don't know. Yes, millions of immigrants. I don't know. See, I get two different stories here. I don't know. Welshboo lives in Wales, I guess, over there, which is a pretty cool place. How green is my valley? Right, Greer Garson. In the UK, you can get arrested for having a wife. Oh, jeez, Corky. Corkster, you got to moderate yourself, dude. You got to get a handle on that. Gurney fell out of the ambulance in Bad for the Japanese sports car. Great movie. I don't know why Sally Field was there. I just didn't. Right. Canada's turned into Canandia. Canandia. It's the new Nigeria. I don't know. I listen to people that Welshboo that actually live in the United Kingdom and know what's going on. But it's been very, very quiet over there. Very quiet. I haven't seen any protesting. I don't know if they had anything on Take Back Day or that was strictly America. I don't know. The communities have been broken. Canandia. I'm not quite sure what that means, Lynn. I know Pearson Airport's a nice airport in Toronto. Civil War building up. Well, over time, democracies have a very difficult time surviving. Corky, all theirs in full bloom. There will be, if Trump comes over here, I'll be one of the protesters. Okay. He's saying that Canada, it's a fungus. Okay, sure, I'm not, I didn't want to go there. Let's see, no protest, but the 6 weeks holidays, so no, there will be 6 weeks. Wow, 6 weeks. Amanda Hogginkiss says we need like Corky. I just timed my. Amanda Hogginkiss says we need to just shut down in August like France does, right? Right, but you can't go to a restaurant, right? Because everybody's off, right? So the whole country just takes a month off. Oh, you're good, Cheryl. You're good. I love seeing you in here. Except from Mars and go to the UK. Come on, man. I can trace my family back further than I bet you can, Welshboo. I like the fact that you have that pride is wonderful. And I just will put this out there. Of all the places that you can go and visit in Europe, I would have to say that number one place that you would really enjoy is England, right? And if you can get outside in London and Chequers and where Prime Minister Heath's place is out there, and just it's expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a very expensive place to go to, but to go to Soho in London and Kensington High Street, and it's an amazing place to go visit. Well, I don't know, Tyra. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm not going there. I don't even know if I'd fly right now, the way shit's coming down out of the sky everywhere. Cogburn, Gotha is German. Wales is a stunning place, not gonna lie. That's from a Londoner. Yeah, I just think there's something to be said for I think about Scotland sometimes and I get a little I just think it's gonna be misty, it's gonna get my bones chattering and on the misty moors. Right. That's why I live in Alaska. It's almost like the starch really came out of this county the last, this used to be really popping. And all of a sudden, like in the last year, it's like the population, there's no kids, not enough kids for school, right? Remember the old line a couple years ago, we have a tremendous teacher shortage and blah, blah, blah. Now teachers are being canned left, right, and center. Yeah, nobody's going to travel right now. And now you have these gaping budget deficits here, and everybody's kind of hair is standing on end around the city hall. A lot of restaurants have closed. And it's kind of taking the gas out of the area here a little bit. The wineries are in serious problem. Wines became too expensive. They became too high in alcohol content. They thought people just wanted to get drunk instead of just wanting to have a nice accompaniment with a meal. So the California wines just killed themselves, and all these cheap wines from the Central Valley and grapes, and importing vast quantities of grapes from overseas. And if you put 5 or 10% Napa grapes in it, you can still call it Napa wine. Yeah, nobody cares about the asylum, man. Trust me, we just don't even care. You will acclimatize. Let's go to Israel for faith. London is dead, too expensive, easily spend £300. I have an offer for my friend to go to Spain for 2 weeks. Take it. Take it. Yeah, well, Lynn, it's an adjustment period. Something good can come out of the end of it, but the standard of living has to drop dramatically here. Because the only thing that sustained that for the last 50 years was ever increasing federal spending, housing, food, right, medical. When that gets pulled away, now, will people go gentle into that good night with an understanding that this couldn't continue? No, it depends on whose ox is being gored, right? I was thinking about 40 years ago. Yeah, 7, 8 apiece. I'm psychic. Ask me a question. Hey, Glasgow. Barracks hidden in Dover, yeah. I think of Wales as being very, very green and very scenic over there. Right. I mean, arguably that's got to change, right? Because you can't keep going to the bucket of borrowing forever. Pretty soon we're going to have to go to the bucket of printing money. And then if you think you've seen inflation now with cold beer here, that'll be $22, please. It's not even cold, dude. What do you want, man? Right, we're barely keeping the lights on and you want a cold beer, right? Cold beer here, cold beer. Pretty funny. So it won't be an easy transition mentally for people. This is why we have indivisible protesting again around the United States. And we have a thing at Tesla this Saturday, but I'm not going to go to Tesla protest again. The 18th or 19th, there's a big march here in the city. Imagine Canada shuts off the electric now. Yeah. Nowadays, doctors are living in houses janitors used to live in. Mrs. went to watch Usher at the O2 this week. $24 for a double vodkas. Yeah, 12 years ago in 2011, but just before I started a YouTube channel, when the boss Janet, Bobby, and I went to Las Vegas, we thought $12 for a shot at the Mandalay Bay before the shitty Adam Carolla show. We thought that was a lot, and $10 for a beer. Shit. I'm lucky I can walk into the Atomic and say, hey, I want the Bush Light, and the guy's like 450. I'm like, that's right in my wheelhouse, man. 16 ouncer. Well, that's what I said, Tyro. I mean, money comes too freely, right? So people think the money train just goes, beers for rich people. I don't know. I'm supposed to keep working the hand. Oh, that's a very long line that's in there. My grandmother now the old running, yeah, and they'll be coming down a lot. Because what's going to happen is the cost of the insurance plus the cost of maintenance plus the cost of less money is a recipe for 1930s spook houses again. You'll just have a lot of people just quit claim deeds and just move on. Right? There's not enough young people to, right, to maintain that price. How long till the moonshine comes back? I might have to fire up the still for the first time in like 7 years. We got to scrub it down. One thing I know how to do is make shine. Let's crack that corn. How about my good sell tomorrow for 500? Okay. I grew up in a solid middle class. Most of the breadwinners did not graduate from high school. Make a mean bottle of elderberry wine. That's nice, Cheryl. I hope next time I'm rolling down the Central Valley, we can get together. Spending some time in the very desirable suburb of Fresno there. We can all live in yurts on the Rancho, except Shemaine, she gets a tiny house. I imagine there'll be significant pressure for people wanting to, yeah, that's great, Cheryl. I imagine there'll be significant pressure for people wanting to come to the Rancho. I occasionally eat peanut butter and jelly, worthless info. Grasshopper. Shit. No, our first ball game is the 28th of May when with the Sacramento River Cats are playing. Dig tunnels under the ranch. I'm sure a lot of people were going to put in requests to. No, I just have a big piece of land, so there'll be a lot of pressure from people. You know, pulling RVs on, and I need to get a place to park. But once you get an RV on the property, you never get it off the property, right? Do 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 do. It's like a lot of people, you know, rent a storage lot for the month, and then you put your RV on it, and you just never come back. Do 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 do. Rocky Mountain High in Colorado. I just ate a huge pile of veggies and 3 egg whites. Yes, he is. Bird has been there about 3.5 years. Yes, hard to believe. He helped me with the grass today. So I can do a little bit of cleanup, touch-up work tomorrow. He is a good person. He is a very good soul. He's made differently than other people, but that does not diminish the good qualities that Blackbird has. Patience. You never hear him talk shit about people, only if he gets ripped off or something. And he's always been a very good character, honest, and I appreciate that about him. Would you send off your crap to 23andMe and it's like, we're just drawing a blank, man. We don't know where the hell you came. It's unknown. Bird, he's got a great deal. He couldn't even rent a storage locker for what he's paying there now. Are you kidding me? It's a very good deal. He ain't going anywhere. Unless he can't make rent anymore, and then I can't afford to support both of us there. That's for darn sure. Clean it out, refurbish it, repaint it, and get to brewing. Yeah, 23andMe went bust and they want to sell everybody's info. Right. Bankruptcy judge says, that's good stuff, man. That's worth something. Of course we're going to auction that off. 23andMe, we didn't come back with anything on you. I'm a Orioles and a Giants fan. I'm a Ravens and a 49ers fan. Asian markets. They're just kind of following through an impulse of what happened in the U.S. Reflex. But like I said, this separation is a big deal. It's the biggest thing in the last 90 years. Edward III. Oh, that's cool, Catherine. You look kind of regal. Right? You look kind of regal, Catherine. How's your husband doing, by the way? The Dean of C&H Sugar. Well, just think about this, Carrie class. The smartest thing that corporations did was push, looking at his own will, okay. The smartest thing corporations did was push away from defined benefit to defined contribution plans, and it took the risk from them and then put it on you. Problem is, when people get wholesale wiped out, then they don't have any... the great intergenerational wealth transfer that was supposed to come about turns into saddling people with taxes on houses and maintenance and upkeep, right? I was 67, now 66 and a half for me. I went at 65. I said I could have gone at 59 and a half. I said, 65 is enough for me. I've worked 50 years, so if it was good enough for my old man, it's good enough for me. But now it's 67 is the... Yeah, you never own your house. You want to find out who really owns your shit, try not paying your taxes. You'll find out who really owns your property. Yeah, it's 67. There's no more 65 anymore. couldn't afford the taxes on the land. I mean, it's just going to be bad. I mean, I told you guys about St. Helena over top of the hill here in Napa Valley, right where the Culinary Institute of America is located. You know, Thomas Keller's, French Laundry, all these great vineyards and Napa wineries, and the city of St. Helena is desperate. They're like, oh, we might have to start putting parking meters in, and we might have to put a $500 parcel tax into place. How about you cut spending? Oh no, we get big retirement bill. We got people pensions to pay and all that, right? Well, big problem. There'll be many less people paying into Social Security in the coming years. So it'll just it'll aggravate an actuarially unsound basis. Yeah, you can't avoid property taxes. That's right. I'm not sure. I mean, not sure. I grew up. I lived across the street from the family in Little Italy in Baltimore. The D'Alessandro family. That's her maiden name is D'Alessandro. Her father was the mayor of Baltimore, hiding under his desk during the riots in 1968-72, and her grandfather was a congressman. You know, the Toys R Us is coming back. I didn't say Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. It's Jeffrey and Baby G. Yeah, we're pretty much deep. We're on our way to depopulating anyway. But we're not going to go down that argument. And you have that gal that used to work for Zuckerberg there. How long he's been working? 60 years. He didn't work a day. That's good. I'd love you and your family down there. You can buy the name out, just like Westinghouse is long gone, but the Westinghouse name is out there. All they did was buy the name. So, you know, slap Westinghouse on, so people still associate it. All you do is just buy the name and you just get whatever goodwill is associated with it. Oh man, assisted suicide. Oh, come on, man. No, you shouldn't be talking death to anybody. I'm sure he was told, keep your head down. The blues train. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's Friday. I need to do some shopping tomorrow. Some pretty aggressive shopping. We didn't go last week. And they're showing the 1950 Dennis the Menace. Yeah. Jay North. You wait till some of these Starbucks and these other places start to go bust. All these coffee shops. Right. Wait till we get back to $1, $2 cup of coffee. Just cursing away, boys. Black flag. Man, you mean the one that U.S. flag that's black? Isn't that didn't that come about in the pandemic or something? I don't know. Last time we had chicken in a bag, it didn't go well because we had crappy old potatoes. I know there's a black American flag, yeah. I haven't seen too many lately. Back at the last carriage with a guitar. That's Arlo Guthrie, right? Means defiance, okay. It'll be the flag of the new Republic of Jefferson. E equals I times R. Worried about what? No, I don't think you should be worried about it. Is that a new development? No, I don't think you should be worried, Catherine. I don't think it should disturb you at all. You've been there a long time. Everybody likes you around there. Yeah, so we definitely need to do some shopping tomorrow. Onions, all kinds. I'm going to make some beef soup, beef noodle soup. Black eyes or defiance too. These eyes, what a lovely load of bullocks. There's Gordon Ramsay of West Virginia. Let's see, last year they flew a flag that had something to do with a video game, had an octopus on it. Oh, okay. Well, no. It's really beef pasta soup. Yeah, do I look like a KKK wizard? Boy, some very mentally disturbed people out here. Just come back on one of your other 50 troll accounts. We were in the mountains for a couple days. It was great. He found a creek and just sat down in it. Yeah, I couldn't be in a KKK. I didn't like the attire. It was pretty plain. All right. He found a creek and just sat down. There's a lot less people downtown now. Anyway, putting it around like touching. How's your bullocks? Yeah, well, I got a good moderator here. I'm at an hour or two. Okay, nice to see you, Cheryl. Thanks for coming in tonight. Thanks for being part of the chat. What an amazing person. Could you please get the link to Cheryl's channel? We could put that up, please. She's very multi-talented down there. Cooking, gardening, outdoor work, all that. She stays very much on top of her property down at a very desirable suburb of Fresno down there. Cheryl Coyote. Ooh. What else do I need tomorrow night? Probably some milk, some cream cheese for sure. Probably some eggs. We're going to be baking a cake coming up, coconut cake. Geraldo, yeah, they had that. Was that when he got hit with the chair? Yeah. Yeah, there's Cheryl's channel. Please sub it up there, guys. Really nice person. Yeah, we got Palm Sunday coming up. Oh, I love coconut. You and Janet, no coconut. I love coconut. It's so unctuous. Hey, Spring Valley, how's everything in San Diego? Coconut is just, it's like a little slice of heaven right there. I only do it once a year because we got to watch our figure, but it is definitely delicable. How you doing, Barry? Today is just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful today. It is 73 degrees. This weekend, Saturday, we're going to get Kitchen Stadium going again. We're going to kick it off with something big Saturday. I haven't decided yet. No, Wednesday was not Ash Wednesday. That was in February, early March. Do 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 do. East Alabama. Oh, that's wonderful. I appreciate the pictures that you sent me. I guess it's a good time to go. I don't know if it's all overrun in Rome or not. I'm not sure. Good to see you, Barry. Yeah, Italy's a great place. I like to just winter in Italy. Yeah, Palm Sunday. Yeah, where Angus lives up in Boston is beautiful in the springtime. Walk around downtown, Harvard Commons. Do 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 do. I like my Stella Italia saddle a lot, but what else does Italy make that's good? Food. Italy's one of the great cuisines of the world. Right. Lisbon, yeah, that's good. Not so much a problem, but remember last year, last couple of years, Catherine, we've been overrun with tourists in places like Venice and in Greece and in Spain and Barcelona. Yeah, Newport's beautiful any time of year. The stunning homes and things there, the mansions. Rhode Island is always worth a visit. Amazing place. Yeah, well, unfortunately, racism will never go away. That's just a fact of life. You can tell by the YouTube chats, sadly. way down under in the Oklahoma Hills, where I was born. Here, 20, we popped up the mountain to fill buckets of water for lots of lambs running around. That's nice. Sounds like a nice scene. Yeah, they charge a fee for Venice. That's why I was asking, I was asking Catherine, hey, Monkey Boy, how you doing? I was asking shoe metal. I was asking Catherine about if her granddaughter had any, because remember in Barcelona, they started getting water guns and spraying people with foreigners with water pistols. Right, because they say foreigners have driven up the price of everything over there. Like Lisbon used to be a great place. Elmer, have you been to Portugal? But I imagine now tourism will drop off to nothing now. That'll be right. They already said that car trips from Canada are down 32% into the U.S. Yeah, the hand is doing pretty good. I was just, when I changed my bandage, I can't believe how long the cut was. Yeah, we were chooching last night. We had a great time. We had a hell of a time. You wouldn't know that she's a tourist. Oh, that's good. It's going sky high. Used to be dirt cheap, yeah. Thank you, Dory Lindy. You ought to know. You picked it out. Nice to see you, honey. Appreciate it. Eastbound and down. Yeah, it's really great. It's nice. It's nice and big. It's comfortable. I hate tight Hawaiian shirts. Elmer had somebody with Christian was speaking German with him last night. That was pretty cool. I tell you. Yeah, we had a good time last night, Amanda. We're having a good time tonight. Trying to get ready, think about shopping. We're going to get some cream cheese. The school gives them a list of things to do during the wineries, cooking classes, tours. Oh, that's good. Yeah, always a good time. How's everything down your way, Dory Lynn? Y'all settled in now? Melody gave me that Sur La Table. I probably should get over there with you guys before they jack the prices up in there. I don't know. You go to farmer's market? Not me. I just kind of walk around. Thanks, Corky. It's time to bow down and submit to Russia. Dun 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 dun. Settle in apartment life. There you go. I need a vacation. You ought to take a trip down to Key West. Tiamatchi Mountains in Oklahoma. I didn't even know they had mountains in Oklahoma. beautiful Bartlesville, Oklahoma, T. Boone Pickens country. Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Yeah, or Marathon. Yeah, before it gets too wretchedly hot. Or even a little trip down to Sarasota. Naples. Yet, well, you know that China and Russia are together. They're cooking the stew right now. Right, Fort Myer. Get some La Cruz from La Crusade. What is, Shemaine, talk to me like I'm a 5th grader, like you usually do. What is La Crusade? Carry glass. I don't know what's left. They've decimated so much of their best, finest young people, you know, and it's like their gene pool is going to have a serious hit here. Yeah, La Crusade, well, it's $50. $50 is $50. I was thinking about, you know, I don't know, maybe another ramekin. I smashed one of them. Yeah, I got plenty of cookware. I just need to clean and get mine all cleaned up. Yeah, like Hexclad. I try to keep things very, simple in the kitchen because I'm already having storage problems. Patina's final cookware. Yeah, this is a little bit more than patina. To the point that Amanda Hugginkiss was horrified. Just joking. Good cooks have bad looking cookware, yeah. You know, if I have 2 nice stainless pots, I don't feel inclined to get more. I snagged 2 that need cleaned up, feel like a queen. There you go. I have 2 sizes, a little mini skillet and then the big one. I love my wok. We'll be firing up the wok with the chicken in the bag tonight. You know what? I don't see as much people delivering food now. That's one thing I've noticed. There's less people running food around right now. I have all these Asian people pulling up and then coming back to their vehicles with bags. Carry class likes his buffets. They go broke on me when carry class is like they go broke when I show up at a buffet. Fit the wok. It's hard to fit the wok in the kitchen. I just leave mine out. Chicken fried rice for lunch today. Doesn't look bad. That's cool. DoorDash is out of business. I'm saying like Uber Eats. I used to sit here and watch all kinds of, yeah, that's it, Justin. I used to watch all kinds of people coming to pick up food. Here comes a guy in a, looks like a Toyota Camry. We're going to see if this guy looks like he's a DoorDasher. Let's see if he hustles. He just parked his vehicle. Because, you know, you never see Asians at like these these other restaurants downtown. Yeah, there he goes. He's got his phone in hand. There he goes. You know he ain't eating at the Jewish deli over there. All right, there he goes. He's going inside. No, he's turning right. He's going down to the main street. We'll see if he comes back with a bag. Phone in hand, that's him. It's usually just Asian people I see doing it now. This ain't no Asian person gonna eat in one of these restaurants down here. Callie Mo, how are you? Wine country. Oh, I wish I could have this weather all the time. See, we're not even charging. This damn thing is plugged in. Yeah, we're at 29%. Wow, here we go again. I don't know what it is. It just gets untrustworthy. Had the best onion rolls back in the day. Food culinary, yeah. I'm not sure if I could get down an onion roll. I don't know. Very good, Callie Mal. All right, thank you, Welshboo. Always an honor to see you in the chat. Thank you for bringing the truth from the United Kingdom. I appreciate it. If Bloody Scottish, can you definitely can Rosie Bosie? I don't know. All right, we're waiting for this guy to come back. He ain't going to be long if he's a DoorDasher. He's going to be in and out. And he's going to be mad if he has to wait on the food. We'll track him. So far, he's not on the radar screen. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. He's got the right vehicle, the right nationality. He's by himself. All right. I don't know what athlete food is. Right. Yeah, they have Uber Eats has credit now, so you can eat now and pay later. Can you imagine that? We're finally putting dining on. Hold on a minute. All right. News this week. What a ride! I know. What a ride! Yeah, credit for food. Hey, Zach, it's like the next iteration, right? You can't even afford to dine out anymore. Now you're going to put it at 23% interest rate. Let me see. You'll own nothing and you'll like it. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to cut it short. I got something that came up that I got to take care of here. I might start up another live stream in a little bit. We'll see. I got to go make a phone call, but yeah, I will catch up with you guys later. To my moderators, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I might be live again in a little bit. I'm not sure, so I just have to make a phone call here, and I don't want to just interrupt the chat. So. All right, I'll check back with you guys later. Thumbs up or appreciated.